Hello. Hi. I'm Patricia McNeely. I'm an Illumin's Blu-ray twin flame from Chicago, Illinois. How are you today? This shift is really pushing people. And let me say to you, this is several things going on all at once. Now, this is going to be different for different people, meaning that depending where you're at, depending on what you worked on, what happened for you last year, but mostly what's happened in your past lives, that's going to have a big effect on how you're feeling and what ascension symptoms you're going through. Now, to talk about it, this is a masculine and feminine shift. A lot of people are simply waiting for men to arrive. The men are here. The men are going through their stuff. In fact, if you're female and you've been spending maybe over the past year or maybe even longer than that, if you have a male twin, your man is going to have about this much time. Okay, there is a crunch going on here, especially for the other person in the union. Don't get angry at them. In fact, anger is going to be felt like a wall between you two. Don't be angry. Don't be upset. Now, that being said, some of you are going to find that there are odd things that happen with parts of your body to help you release anger and emotion. You may find yourself suddenly bursting into tears. You may suddenly find yourself just unable to really muster up the energy. And I'll tell you what's happening. Someone put your gear into idle. You're going to have to sit tight and wait. Now, I know what you're going to say because I hear it, because it seems to be always, there's always a protest somehow. There's a protest somewhere somehow. But I've been waiting. Well, this is waiting in a different way. And it shows up very physically. You can feel tired. You can feel exhausted. You can feel bone tired. You can feel like somehow you're draining out. You lose your appetite, you struggle to breathe, and essentially you feel like you want to just go like, oh, let's just call it a day. Okay, it's very different than a suicidal feeling. Suicide sometimes feels very despairing and absolutely desolate. You're going to feel as though you might be a bit seasick as well. A little bit dizzy, a little bit queasy, a little bit dizzy, a little bit queasy. Those kind of seasick feelings go with this energy. This is the time you have to do something about it finally. And what I can tell you is the men are showing up in droves. They really are. They are not always what you think they're doing, and they are romantic, and they want love just as much as you do. Okay, the bottom line message though is you're not showing up for someone else's old style marriage. This is a divine marriage. And I have to remind of people every single time this is about a divine marriage, simply because it gets weird. It doesn't always feel divine, does it? It doesn't. It just doesn't. So are you wasting your time, or are you being productive? Are you confused about what to be productive about? Well, this time frame from now until April should include getting to know a little bit about your body, which I do teach. I teach that online. I teach it in my webinars. I've been not only teaching it for years, I have it pretty much down to a T of what will help you through each step of this process. How do you get the channels open that reciprocate your love and your health within your union and not support other people? Okay, if there's another relationship that you're seeing, or even that you're starting to think about, maybe you're thinking about it. You're thinking about, whoa, this is kind of throwing me for a loop. I think I just want to phone a friend. I think I just want to reach out to another man who would be my lifeline. That's not going to be that easy. It will be very short-lived if you do it. Okay, it just is. Soulmate relationships are going to get shorter and shorter. That's a part of the shift. You're going to see a 180-degree shift with it. The loveliest people are sometimes not easy to hang on to, believe it or not. So being productive, what does this mean? Well, your twin flame ascension does include aspects of the heart that you probably don't really think about. Heart and worry. It will include your gut. This can include what I call frozen gut. Do you have frozen gut? What does this mean? You have a sluggish metabolism. You feel like going to the bathroom, but you actually can't go. You have no appetite, and you wouldn't even know what you want to eat anyway. Or you're craving certain things and you feel like you're split in two. What part of you wants to eat and part of you has absolutely no appetite whatsoever. Your emotions are running high. You feel bone tired. You want to go lay down and you just want to go lay down. Well, this has a lot to do with the relationship dynamics between the masculine and feminine and how it has been throughout history. Wasn't always the way it ended up, but throughout history, you have, people that have, been very dualistic. I'm this, you're that, and it gets extreme. I'm a complete idiot, a-hole, and I am a biatch on this end, okay? And how do you bring that to the middle? Now, there was something very timely that happened. I happened to see the high school play here in my town, and they were putting on Lysistrata. It's an ancient Greek play. I mean, it was written by Aristophanes. And guess what it's about? It's about the war between the sexes. Now, here's the gist of the play, though. It takes place in ancient Greece, and it was a commentary at the time of how much time and effort and energy all the men were spending on fighting with each other. Athens was fighting with Sparta, and Thrace was fighting with Sparta, and vice versa. And the women decided to put on their own little protest. The women decided that they were going to withhold sex and affection from their men until they made peace with each other and started to get, things back on track. Come home from the war. That was the message. Please come home. Please come home from the war. It's done. We have more important matters at home to attend to. You have children. You have to take care of yourself. You're all bloody and dirty. And more so, I love you and I miss you. Okay? This all came out in this play that at this point is at least 3,000 years old. So this has been going on for a long time, ladies and gentlemen. But the buck stops here. It's time to shift it. And so I say, stand by your man. Give him 2 arms to cling to and a warm heart to come to when nights are cold and lonely. So what does it have to do with the heart? Okay, what does it have to do with cracking open your heart? Well, if you're understanding that emotions run high, that's a part of it. Getting back to feeling again, feeling like yourself. Your gut, not feeling depleted, not feeling like you have to walk on eggshells. If you are in a relationship with someone where you feel like you have to walk on eggshells, mind your words, it's time to get out, okay? There will be people speaking their minds. They will be abused people who suddenly bark, okay? People who've been abused, they kind of shy away from things. But the minute they start to go, blah, 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 ooh, they found their voice. So there will be people finding their voice. These might be people in your family. They might be people who just suddenly have to, quote, get it off their chest. What are they getting it off of? They're getting the worries off of their heart. Just let them. Be kind. Don't be empathic. You're not here to have it dumped on you, whatever it is. Okay? I had this as a reminder of a couple weeks ago with someone. someone who gifted me something and then they decided to just like let me have it. And I was like, who did you just turn into? But when I understood the energies and how people are getting some things off their chest and not, I have no idea. I actually wanted to say, hey, I'm not the person who got you pregnant. I didn't get you pregnant. I didn't mess up your life, but you know, that just isn't something that was going to happen. The best course of action was don't engage. Okay, don't engage in the wars anymore. It's time for peace in the land. It's time for the men to come home. It's time for the women to be receptive and don't put up walls of anger. Be soft, but being soft doesn't mean being weak. All right? Don't let people mistake your sweetness for weakness. Sweetness is not weakness. Sweetness is strong. And that brings me to another thing. Hold steady, because in this energy, you're like a ship. You're like a ship that's in the water, and you may be the one that's guiding it. Who is in charge of it? Who is taking the wheel? Be steadfast. Be steadfast, because there is a new accountability. You have to account for your body. That's the only body you're getting it to ascend from within. Your twin has to be accountable for their body. That is the only body they are getting to ascend from within. I know there's people who have twins that have passed on due to accidents. That's not what I'm referring to. If your twin is generally here with it, healthy, that is the part of them that still belongs to them, and it is still a part of you. You are not separate from your human body. It's still you. You have two bodies. You have two people. You're so much fun. They poured you into two bodies. And so I have a couple of things that are here to help you. I have a webinar that is pre-recorded that I talk about the indigo masculine on the move and going through their ascension. I talk about your inner chakras, and particularly the upper chakras, where these things need to move. So let me just say a few things about heart. Do you know that statistically more men have heart issues than women? It's not that women don't, but men have more. They have things like COPD. They have congestive heart failure. They have heart arrhythmias. They have cholesterol issues. These are all of the body. And if this is something that runs in the family, additionally, your twin needs you to give a percentage of help for some of this. At the very least, you don't turn and walk away. Okay? Would you leave someone at the doctor's office and then completely abandon them while they're still smoking their cigarettes and eating, things that, maybe they need to just take a break from? Well, some people do, but I don't. I'm steadfast. This was one of the first things my guides told me way back in the day. You're steadfast. Okay? What that means that you are in a place that you won't be able to go backwards on. You keep going forward. You keep moving. So, several things. If you don't believe about some of this stuff, your body is going to tell you, and the wake-ups will come through your body. Don't let it be a crisis. Start finding out about your twin flame body with me, and together in my classes, my webinars, my materials, you will get an education that not only whittles it down for you and makes it a very easy thing to do. By focusing on you, you focus on each other. Whatever you do productively benefits your other half, your true other half. So that's what you have to be accountable for. Harvest your love. Everything that you've been working for your imminent reunion and integration. More chakras to be connected with each other. Or you can try a twin flame intuitive ascension session. My ascension sessions help to narrow down where you might need the help. It's a little bit shorter. It's a 45-minute session. Or you can have a causal body session where we get your energies moving. And I will remind you my book, Your Subtle Body Connections. This might be something that is very helpful for you to tell you how things once were, how it is now, the beginnings of how it is, and how these shifts are happening and why. This is very helpful information. It's available on an easy format PDF. I don't have it on Kindle yet. Don't look for it there. I'll let you know when it's available on there. But Your Subtle Body Connections. Okay? I have a roomie on here. Let yourself be silently drawn by the strange pull of what you really love. Okay? What you really love has to be you and you together and your union, and then you again, because in that it's your other. And we're in the month of love here, but we're also talking about the heart. Heart health, gut health, heart health, gut health. Those things go together. And I know what to do about it, because the key difference between me, I am the twin flame metaphysician, not claiming to be a physician. I am the person who knows the connection between two people. So I don't just feel one person, I feel both people. That makes me unique, and that makes it very, what I would like to say, let's cut to the chase and let's get it done. Would you like to do that? Would you like to be expedient? Okay, I'm going to remind some of you about this, that was actually a very good thing. You know, I used to play piano as a child. As a child, I didn't like being told to practice. I didn't like my mom saying, "Did you do your practice today?" Okay, but to this day, I can still play piano. If people hadn't pushed me and, you know, kind of said, "Well, you can get out of the practice, or you can go do this." I also played baseball. Okay, I made it my business to learn it. Okay, because I was a girl. And in my neighborhood, actually, boys and girls played together. We weren't shut out just because we were girls. Maybe it was the neighborhood. Maybe it was my higher self. I don't know. But I had fun and I learned. And there's things I want to tell you about your journey that if you are not doing some of the stuff that you need to, you're going to be back around next year again. Okay, instead of coming into the thing that you were born here for. So it needed to be said. I know people get upset, like, how can you say that? I've been doing this. Like, maybe you're just not doing the other parts of it. Okay, you can't rest on your laurels as a twin flame. You just can't. There's always room for growth. There's always room for improvement. There's always room to be productive. It's up to you when you take breaks, because this is not going to let up, ladies and gentlemen. If you are in the journey, you're in the journey. And I do talk about pacing yourself with it. Only you can really set the pace at which you go. But please don't stop practicing, because you are the one who's going to benefit. You're the one who benefits. I teach you what to do so that it becomes very natural to you. That's the key also. So thank you very much for watching. I'm going to have the links below. Please look for the links below. Please reach out to me for a session, because we get a lot done, and I also provide you with some of the information. So thanks so much for watching. Have a good few days. We are just a few days away from Valentine's Day, so love is in the atmosphere. Don't focus on what else is in the atmosphere. Focus on love, okay? Not the junk that's out there, not the gobbledygook from people, not the mixed signals. Do not send a mixed message to your twin flame. Send them a message of love, of self-love. Let them know you're taking good care of yourself, just like you want them to, because that's how they start doing it, is when you do it. When you do it the twin flamey way, the twin flame body way, like I have, you start to get really higher level results, and there are both high experiences and there are very primal experiences. Your passion is primal. It was there in the beginning. It's coming back together. This is not lost. It's not just something it is to heal you. It is to keep you two together. It is to keep you balanced and focused on each other and in each other. You want someone who is so into you because they're in you. And you have that. That is one of the wishes that is coming true. So thanks so much. Look for the links below and have a wonderful day. Bye.